Hi, welcome to week 1. By now you've finished the syllabus quiz. Hopefully you've looked at caught the introduction of the video. You understand about what I'm going to try to do with a chapter a week. Of course, being week 1, you got chapter 1. Now chapter 1 is pretty much an overview of history of PHP, MySQL database, and starts going into a structure of a PHP program, how it interrelates to XML, CSS, and the PHP program itself, and applications to help you do this development. Chapter 1, the biggest part of this is the environment setup. Chapter 2 will begin into how to create new PHP programs and things, but I got to make sure your environment is set up. So in this, there are several applications that you're going to download and install. One is Notepad++. It's an application to help you edit HTML, CSS, and PHP programs. The application installation instructions for all these applications are in Appendix A for Windows setup, B for a Mac OS, or C if you got a Linux computer. But you're going to install Notepad++, which is a text editor, which can help. XAMPP is an application, it's actually a group of applications, but we're going to use it mostly for a web server, an Apache web server, and a MySQL database. It's going to use MariaDB as that SQL interface. And then we're going to use NetBeans. NetBeans is an IDE that'll help you to troubleshoot and debug your PHP programs. Now, its setup is still in Appendix A, but there's a debugging tool, Xdebug, which will help you debug NetBeans application. That's probably the trickiest part of the installation of all these applications, is actually telling PHP that Xdebug is part of the XAMPP family, so to speak. So you have to edit the php.ini file. The trickiest part of this is where do you install the lines that they tell you to in the textbook. But I'll just show you real quickly here. If you open up the php.ini file, and it tells you where it is, but all you got to do is add at the end of the file the lines they tell you to do. But it's got to be bracket xdebug bracket, the square brackets, and put in that information. And when you're looking at Xdebug, you're going to see tons of choices. You want to make sure you look for PHP Xdebug 2.5.4-7-1 VC14 DLL. So pay attention to the file name I've got there. It matches the one that's in the textbook, but I just wanted to say this part is probably the trickiest part, just making sure where to insert this Xdebug information in the php.ini file. So hopefully that will get you through that. I also have installed here Student Resources, which is a zip file that once you install XAMPP, you're going to copy all that information to XAMPP. So if I go over to, and once you install XAMPP, all the files are going to be stored under htdocs. So you see XAMPP, so it'll be C drive, XAMPP, and then htdocs is where all the applications, and you're going to unzip that information, that zip file, in this location. And it'll have, I think it'll have, in your case, I've got solutions to the programs, but you've got how to start and the book applications. So when you click on book application, go in that directory, there's a series of folders in there with each chapter and its applications. Chapter 1, we're going to be looking at product discount, and we'll be going through that. So once you install XAMPP, those applications, unzip that student resources file under the htdocs under extra. So it's C:\XAMPP htdocs, and then you're going to open up that zip file, install all those files under htdocs, and it should give you everything you need. So hopefully this little video helps you understand. Now, as far as assignments are concerned, one, you got to set up the environment. Two, to make sure that environment is set up correctly, I want you to do exercises 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, and 1-4. And I just need you to take a screenshot to show me that you've accomplished that task. I mean, if you read the task, it just says execute certain things, and I just want you to, once you've executed it, give me a screenshot, so that I understand you did it. And then there's your first chapter exam, which is 20 true-false multiple choice questions, which goes through some of the material. I will post a video on the PowerPoint slides, but I thought I wanted to at least give you this information on setup. Like I said, the only tricky thing in this whole setup, is where to install that information in the PHP-INI file. So hopefully this video helps. If you have any questions, if you signed up for Remind, send me a text, send me an email, give me a call, stop by my office. Any of them works. Have a nice week.